Howdy, cadre. This is not an important video. I just wanted to provide an update, and in times like these, I sometimes feel the need to document for myself, if nothing else. Yeah, my face is swollen. I think that's probably pretty obvious. I've passed the turning point, so I'm not asking for thoughts and prayers. I've started taking an antibiotic, which I'm quite confident will knock this down in about 2 days, based on my experience in November, end of November. But unfortunately, I have a dentist appointment tomorrow, and I think I'm going to have to delay it because I can't open my mouth. Yeah, more than about a finger's width. I should say fingernail, shouldn't I? Boy. Yeah, I say I've passed a turning point because even before I started the antibiotics, which I just started today, I felt my symptoms shift. The pain here left, and around my teeth, my headache stopped, but I got some new symptoms, just fatigue and muscle pain and stuff, especially in my neck here, none of which is a good sign, but some of that is just due to, not eating well. So with feeling like I can't chew, I've had some Gatorade for electrolytes. I buy these Odwalla's. I like these. Even multivitamins, just because you're putting something in your system doesn't mean your body is absorbing it and utilizing it. And a lot of people don't seem to be aware of how the digestive system works and the difference between your stomach and your intestine. Your stomach is focused on dissolving foods and breaking them down, and then your intestine absorbs the nutrients. So multivitamins that sit in your stomach may actually get broken down by your stomach acids and not end up being absorbed by your intestines. So my hope is that a liquid nutrient drink like this, your stomach's going to just, if you're not taking it with food or putting it on top of food or whatever, your stomach's going to just pass it through, and you're more likely to absorb the nutrients. My stomach's rumbling. I actually managed to have a sandwich earlier today, which I haven't had solid food since Wednesday, maybe. Anyway, we're going to get into it soon. I'm sorry for the continued delays. I know some of you are looking forward to some real content and jumping into the hashtag occult thing. we'll get that on that soon. I need to get stuff up that can be shared, obviously, that starts to lay out the philosophies I'm trying to share. This feels symbolic because for really over a year, for years, perhaps since I stopped talking to a random spot on the floor, or the empty eyeballs, or you, cadre, I've felt like I've just had all this stuff building up inside my head that I need to share. And yeah, this seems symbolic. It's even softer, more pliable. I think it's already going down a little bit, and I've only started the antibiotics maybe 12 hours ago, maybe 11. So yeah, we'll get into it. I've got to definitely do the I should go through the 5 letters, but before that I'll probably do standing too close to the elephant, kind of my perspective on the world's religions. And I'll just briefly say that I don't see, it's hard to make broad statements, and I try and be careful. Yeah, nonviolence, that's certainly important. Though, you know, even Jesus flipped over tables and chased tax collectors with whips. Yeah, so I think this will be gone by Wednesday. Or Thursday. It's golf ball sized. It's ironic that I just got a letter. I just found it today, but it must have come yesterday, that I'm eligible for Medicaid, which may actually help me with this. I've already spent almost, well, like $3,500, more than that, of money that I had to borrow from family on these root canals. And so this is heaven sent. I've been waiting over a month to get this response. And you know, ironic, yeah. I was going to say it's ironic that when people saw me as a dirty hippie, thought I lived in my mom's basement, I was gainfully employed, working full-time, just doing YouTube on the side. And now I'm behind on rent. I'm borrowing money to pay for health care. And turning to Medicaid, which it seems like half of our country considers welfare. I consider it welfare. I mean, it's well-being. It's good health. It's even good long-term practice, because things like this end up getting worse and worse. And if a pocket like this gets into the rest of your system, it can lead to all sorts of problems. Kidney failure, I don't even know. So it ends up costing the taxpayers and our country more long term to ignore things like this. Whereas if we had a system where people were checked regularly and cheaply, affordably, we could practice better preventative care and avoid situations like this. And this is largely my own fault, but I worked at a job for 13 years, and I started full-time in 2008. My hours were cut back some, so I took up a second job, and also part-time. I never got health care from those. The best I could do was talk my employer into giving me a raise so that I could afford health care, and I got health care of my own. In fact, I'm still paying for health care of my own. I need to cancel that. But what happened was and this was directly, I wasn't using the marketplace, because the healthcare marketplace, well, I had that for a year, and they screwed up my coverage on between years on a rollover. It was just a confusing mess, and people at the healthcare center, or the insurance provider, lied to me, and people who worked for the government, for the marketplace, lied to me. And I was sent back and forth, and I couldn't get it resolved. Anyways, none of that covered dental. Anyways, so unless you ignore something like this until it moves beyond a dental problem, and then you're dealing with emergency bills and stuff. But and this is actually after my second root canal, so it may be that process itself, I still had bacteria in my jaw, or there's even a chance that something was introduced there during the root canal that started an infection that blew up. I felt pretty healthy before that, other than just some general soreness in my teeth. But anyway, so with my financial crisis and my health concerns, I logged into the marketplace in December to see if I could find something cheaper to maybe cancel my $300 a month health insurance policy. And I was really surprised, because I logged in, went through the rigmarole, entered my financial info, and it said, hey, no, there's no health insurance for you, because you might be eligible for Medicaid. So, and the website told me, don't do anything, just wait for the mail. And I waited 2 or 3 weeks and finally got a notice that they needed more info about my income. And so I faxed that in right away, but I wasn't sure if sorry, it's really hard to hold my train of thought right now. I wasn't sure if I had provided enough information, so I also called the person listed, the handler of my case or whatever, and they had a mailbox message, voicemail message that said that they were out of the office until January 2nd. And, that until sucks. I thought that meant she'd be in on the 2nd. Through or I'll be back on the 2nd would have been more helpful. Like, I'll be out through the 2nd, or I'll be back on the 3rd, or... Anyways, so I left the voicemail on the 2nd, explaining that I just sent the fax, and that I was having some health problems, and I was hoping for a response, and I had to wait another... What is it now? 3... I don't know where I left my glasses. It's been another 2 weeks, I guess. And just finally got this notification, which of course says, "Don't do anything, wait for your card." If you are under 21 or pregnant and believe you or anyone consumed water from the Flint water system and lived, worked, or received child care or education at an address that was served by the Flint water system at any time from April 2014 through present day, please contact your caseworker. I'm sure there are additional screening they're doing for the youths and pregnant women. I guess that's good that that's there, but oh man, poor Flint. Our president's talking about shithole countries when, man, we've got shithole cities that are being ignored right here. I'll be back with you soon. Within a week, certainly.